Hello everyone, this is Vijay from Microtech. In this video, we are going to discuss about Network Security Group. So let's get started. What is a Network Security Group and why do we need to use a Network Security Group? Azure Network Security Group is used to filter network traffic to and from Azure resources in a virtual network. So first you need to create a network security group by specifying a name and resource group and a region. And once a network security group is created, you need to create new rules to it, right? So the security rules consist of the following. First is a name. It's a name that you can use to create a rules. For example, if you want to allow port 83389 to RDP, you can specify a name called RDP-3389 just for your reference. And second is a priority. So you can create priorities from 100 to 4096. So lower the priority, higher the precedence. So if you have two rules, one is deny and one is allowed. So let's say you have a deny rule on priority 100 and an allow rule on priority 101. The deny rule is going to take precedence because the deny rule has least number. And then you need to specify the source IP address and destination. So the source and destination can be IP address, it can be service tag. So I have so we are going to discuss more about the service tag in upcoming in few minutes. And basically you can select based on your needs. You can select the source and destination, and once the source and destinations are defined, then comes a protocol. The protocol can be TCP, the protocol can be UDP, or it can be ICMP. And then the direction can be in or the direction can be out. And then you can specify the source port and destination port, and then last the action can be either allow. So once you create the network security group and added all the rules to it, you need to associate this network security group to a resource, right? The resource can either be a NIC or it can be a subnet. You can apply it to both, or you can apply it to either NIC or a subnet. Alright, let's speak about the default security rules which are available. So when you create a network security group for the first time, and when you click on the inbound security rules, you can actually go ahead and create new or custom rules where you can create the priority ranging from 100 to 4096. But there are 3 default rules which are already present, which you will not be able to modify or delete. So the first rule is deny all inbound rule with a priority 65500. So that basically blocks everything, right? On top of that, we basically have an allow Azure load balancer inbound rule. As you can see, it's with a higher priority, which means it's with the priority 65001, and it actually allows Azure load balancer traffic. So if the source is from Azure load balancer, it's gonna allow those traffic. And then on top of that, you can see another inbound allow rule, that's VNet inbound allow. So you can see the priority as 65000, which allows traffic from source virtual network tag and destination virtual network tag on all ports. So which means if the source is from a virtual network and the destination is from is to the virtual network, then the traffics are allowed. So this is a reason when you have a virtual network, and let's say you are deploying 2 virtual machines in your VNet, these 2 virtual machines will be able to speak to each other by default when you have a default network security group applied. So that's because the source and destination are from the same virtual network. Similar to what we saw in the default security rules inbound, we have default security rules outbound as well. So let's take a look into the 3 default rules. The first is deny all outbound with a priority of 65500, which blocks all outbound traffic. On top of that, we have another allow internet outbound, which has a priority of 65001, which allows all the traffic to internet. And then we have another outbound rule, allow VNet outbound rule, which actually which comes with a priority of 65000, and it allows all the outbound traffic between the virtual network. right? If the source and destination are from the virtual network, the traffic outbound traffics are allowed. And that is the reason when you deploy a VM for the first time, you will be able to access internet without any issues with the default NSG configured. Now it's time to speak about the service tag in Azure. The service tag represents a group of IP address prefixes from a given Azure service. It helps to minimize the complexity of frequent updates on network security rules. The few examples of service tags are API management tag, app service tag, Azure Active Directory tag. So the main use of service tag is to make sure that you specify the tag instead of IP address. So even if the IP address changes in the future, it's not going to affect you. So this is an overview of network security group. In our next video, I'm going to show you how to deploy a network security group and how to create inbound and outbound rules to it, and how to associate those NSGs to a subnet as well as a network interface card of a VM or a VMSS. Thank you.